Probably the biggest fear or the biggest challenge being an entrepreneur is that you're by yourself. So when you're a creator and when you're creating videos and educational content, it all comes down to you. So as opposed to working for a big company or corporation or having a boss, there's a lot of opportunity to pass the buck. But when you're working on your own and you're a solopreneur, the buck stops with you. In order to be successful, in order to create and in order to make an income and to actually make a living from creating, you need to actually take ownership of that. So that can be quite daunting. And for those that are just starting out, being able to maintain that, and because you'll get challenges and hurdles along the way, but being able to just keep going and keep trying when the chips sort of don't go your way, that can be one of the most challenging things, especially when you're just starting out. Hi, my name is Pete Johns and I run Studio Live Today, which is aimed at helping folks create, record and release their best music through tutorials and tips and live streams. So my big focus is on mobile recording and helping people realize that you don't need all the gear to create great music in your own home. Motivation can be really tough because you are having to rinse and repeat, and sometimes you do feel like you're getting stuck in this cycle of doing the same thing day in and day out. And sometimes you'll sit down and go, I'm out of ideas. What have I got here? And one of the biggest tips that I have for this is to use your audience, use your community and your viewers to actually tell you what to create. So a lot of creators, myself included, we think, hey, I want to make a video and I'm going to make it about X, and then we go and make video about X. But the better way to go is to actually ask your viewers, because they will be able to tell you what they want. So they'll be able to tell you, hey, I actually am looking for videos about how to use EQ on my song, how to record using an iPhone. And you can do that either in a bunch of ways. You can directly ask them if you do live streams, or if you do a video where you're asking questions. Reading your comments is massive. So I read every comment and try to reply to every single comment, because that's where a lot of my ideas come. If I see a trend that a lot of people are asking the same question on the back of a video I've already done, guess what? That becomes the next video. So I've actually got a list of about 200 video ideas, and probably 90% of them come directly from listening to what viewers are saying and what they are looking for in future content. Working smarter, not harder. It's cliche, but it is something that's super true, because early on, I found that I was just grinding it out, and instead of finding new and better ways to do things, I just kept doing things the same way. And the old adage is, definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. So instead of doing that, instead of continuing to do the same thing, I switched things up. I changed from doing pre-recorded to live. I changed from using my DSLR, which was overkill at the time, to just using a webcam. When I'm doing a video like this, or like a tutorial, a 1080p webcam with a decent lighting and an okay looking background can actually be absolutely fine. So I was doing too much. I wasn't simplifying things down. All I needed to do was check in with my community, and they told me, they said, Pete, your lighting's crappy, but apart from that, everything else is pretty good. Got myself a couple of soft boxes to make sure the lighting looked okay, and then just continued doing with this. And the thing with this is, it's so easy because I can just set up and press a button and I'm live streaming, or I'm recording, or I'm doing a tutorial. I can share my iPad screen and show things on the screen. So simplifying things down to where it didn't become this big thing of recording, editing, adding B-roll footage. That didn't work for me. What worked for me and what made my life better and work smarter is to actually simplify it down and use more of a live setup, which is what I use to this day. Retrieve has been huge because I knew that I needed to create a course or a product or something to actually provide to my community, because I was being asked for it. And it's one thing to create a bunch of free YouTube videos and tutorials. I love doing that and I'll never stop doing that. But having the ability to just have everything in one place is fantastic. So when Retrieve said, hey, we've got this platform, we can help you with this, I jumped at it because I'd looked at all the other platforms and I went into overwhelm. It looked too hard. It looked like there was a whole bunch of stuff I would need to do behind the scenes, whereas Retrieve just said, hey, just pick out some of your best material, make a beginner's course, so which is what we did. We did a GarageBand iOS beginner's guide, and it's just 5 hours of curated content. I didn't create anything new for it. I just reused a lot of the content that I'd already released on YouTube. But the benefit is that when people buy the course, they get the fully transcribed and fully into Spanish and French and other languages as well, which is really cool. And they get the access to the community and to me, so they can ask a direct question. And that's not only been a great thing up front, but it's meant that those customers of mine, the viewers, the community that have then purchased the guide, they've then gone on to be more interactive and be part of the community and reach out to me, and that creates more engagement and customers that are going to stick around for hopefully a very long time.